Yeah, it's funny in life how things will reverse, become backwards, because the opposite of this title was true for me in my teens and, and part of my 20s. I wanted, if you're going to tell me I have to be nobody, I might as well just leave the planet. That's like suicidal type statement. What do you mean? Like, I want to be elite. I want to be top of the top of the top. If I'm starting something, some new endeavor, and I don't think I can be the top of the top, I'm gonna quit. I took a tennis lesson once in my 20s. I'm gonna make a U-turn, Schroeder's. And then I discovered that I'm like, damn, I don't think I can be. I wanted to play with those, be on the same level as those two sisters, those black sisters that were really good. And I realized I'm not that good. I just quit. When I used to box, I wanted to fight Mike Tyson. And I realized, no, he'd beat me. So I quit that. It's funny, and you know what? People, the people who are miserable, they're just waiting for some opportunity to, like, they want to stick you, you know? So they'd leave a comment. They'd be like, lucky for you, you didn't fight Mike Tyson, he'd have tore you up. I'm like, bro, please, man. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, you don't know I'm playing? No, I mean, I wasn't playing. I really wanted to beat him, but yeah, that didn't hurt me. So you got to find something better than that. What's the title? Oh yeah, Be Nobody. So, you know how much work it takes to be somebody? It takes so much work to be somebody. I gotta, like, what does it mean be somebody, though? Let's define that. Let's break that down. I couldn't break that down at the time. If I could, I probably would have transcended it. It's because I had no realization of, you can say, my true nature. God and I weren't a majority. No, me and my mind and ego were a majority. If you're identified too much with ego in this very limited self-existence, then you need external praise and attention to make you feel alive, to give you a sense of aliveness. Because you're cut off seemingly from the source. You're not totally cut off. You couldn't exist if there wasn't some conscious contact with the source. I mean, you know, without the God molecule, like, do we even need to say more? But if the connection with our source is unconscious, then we're going to, by default, be acting from a very limited sense of self, which constantly needs to derive its self-worth via external praise, external attention, etc. That's a stage, though. Like, what are you going to do? If somebody's in that stage, I mean, I'm not a hypocrite. Like, what am I going to say? Like, don't do that. It doesn't work. No, they got to, like, figure that out for themselves. I did. So, being nobody's peaceful because the mind's quieter now. It doesn't. I'm not on this. I'm not trying to conquer stuff anymore. I don't have goals. Somebody says, "What's your YouTube goals?" I said, "I don't. If I had a goal, it's already been surpassed. I wasn't planning on having 25,000 subscribers, or yeah. I just made videos because I had to make videos. That's how you know it's time to do something, or you're doing your calling. There's no agenda attached to it. There's no future projection attached to it. You're doing what you're doing. Like, that's all. I feel like that's what Jesus and Buddha and Krishna and Prophet Muhammad, that's what they were doing. But then the humans took all that and made it into an institution. But they didn't set out to do that. Here's the other thing. This was a great discovery, this right here. You see, and this is natural. You want to have a feeling that you're touching somebody's life somehow. You can say that in whatever way you want. You want to feel like, that's why people are so obsessed with, like, what's my purpose? I got to find my function that I'm here to fulfill. I've said before, that gets revealed when it's time. There's some people, if you found out your real function or purpose right now, if you somehow made a deal with God, God's trying to tell you, like, wait, trust me, you have to go through this training, and then this is going to be revealed to you. You're like, no, man, can you just give it to me now? It's like the prodigal son story. When the father dies, the sons, they get their money. Well, the younger son, right, reminds me of me. He's like, well, Dad, why don't you give me the money now, man? Because I'm young now and I have all these desires and everything. I want to go like do stuff now. Maybe you might die a while from now, and it won't be the same. I want to enjoy it now. I want to go out and buy a fancy car and pick the girls up. I had this Mach 1 Mustang with flames on the hood. I used to squeal the tires when I went by the high school, when the girls are out, right? As if the girls are, like, they care about it. Like, it's just funny what we do. So, but I thought they did. That's all that mattered. So the dad's like, okay, I'll give you the money, man. Dad knows what he's doing, though. He's wise. The kid goes out, takes the money, loses it all, comes back with his head down. Dad says, good. Dad was happy to see him. He says, did you get the lesson? Kid's like, yeah, man. There's nothing out there for me. Like, it just made me restless, and I lost all my money, and I'm ready here. Like, be my teacher now. School me on what's really important. Dad's like, cool. Because now it's organic, He's not learning because he thinks he's supposed to learn. No, he really wants to learn. Yeah, that's the definition of a good student or disciple or sadhaka. What I wanted to say, though, was so it's natural to have this inner tendency or inclination. You want to feel like you're contributing something. This is also why the people like to hurt other people in all kinds of ways. But if we talk about like some of the hateful people that leave comments, they're also trying to find their expression. Sometimes I even tell them, like, bro, go make your own channel. You need to express yourself. You're not expressing yourself, so then you're scrolling around looking for other people who you can like hate on, because you're not, your creative juices, if you don't use them, they're going to come out in some backwards way. That's what's happening. Of course, they can't hear that, but maybe some can. I don't know. So that's natural to have that inclination to want to touch, to deliver your peculiar individual gifts that you have. Did that video come out yet? No, it's coming. You're here to burn karma and express gifts. So I touched on that. And here's what I'm trying to say now. The ego thinks in terms of quantity, not quality. The mind thinks, like, why did I want to be an actor? Because I wanted the whole world to like revere me, like my acting, or baseball, or anything I did. Like I said, remember, I wanted to be like number one. And somebody said, well, what if isn't it enough just to touch a couple people? No, man, what's a couple people? It's nothing. That's what my mind said. But then I realized, no, wait a minute, because I have experience now. I've spoken groups in person. I've had, I don't know, 5 or 6 people, and I think my biggest group was probably close to 1,000. No different. When you're flowing, when you're doing the divine's work, if you touch one person, it's the same inner feeling and satisfaction as if you touched 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people. This was a huge revelation for me, and it took a lot of pressure off. It's the same feeling, because I felt how it feels. I felt doing one-on-one, how somebody gets touched. And I've also felt, because after I would speak at a big group, sometimes then they'd give some time after the discussion for people to to thank you, or they'd get in line and okay. It's the same feeling. I didn't get more like more of a high or a sense of satisfaction, or that I'm doing God's work. That didn't get increased because if 100 people came up and thanked me versus one. It's just, it was, that's how I realized it, because I did introspection about it. Like when I got home, or I don't know, during the next week or something, I was like, it's the same feeling. See, that's good news, because I'm telling you, the ego hides out in the subconscious mind for some of us, thinking we got to do something really big, got to be somebody. You notice how all the YouTube channels, the titles, man, are just, they're all pointing to like, you can do it. They're talking about you as a human being, a human mind. You can get that enlightenment. You get it. You can get this. Here's how you can manifest, how you can get your, what's the word? Twin flame. Here's the techniques, here's the courses. You see, why do so many people watch? Because that tells you where mainstream level consciousness is. Yeah, let them do that in a higher age. Come do that in golden age. Nobody would watch them. Because higher level, like those beings already know. We're trying to get rid of this idea of self that's trying to do. They're trying to, they're a proponent of it, you see. That's why I didn't know. I wasn't sure how the channel would do when I first started, because I knew I couldn't go down that road, trying to empower you as a ego. No, I'm doing the opposite. I mean, you see the title? Be nobody instead of somebody. You see? But the cosmic algorithms working through the YouTube algorithm and finding the people that tune to this, and that's it. That's cool. So we're gonna do a satsang on Sunday, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The website link is in the description box, and so if you're feeling what's being shared here, then you can come, and then it's gonna be more intimate. We're gonna look at it more. We're gonna see what your particular individual, issue is, and then we're gonna look and see if you're open and you're humble and you're receptive. Then there should be some clarity. You should leave with some clarity. Should I say this now, or, well, I guess I should. In satsang, there's different levels of consciousness, of course, in a group, because it's a group. So here's what I've found, because it reminds me of me in the past. The reason I didn't like to go to groups sometimes is because I wanted the group just to be, let's just keep it, ask, like, I want to hear what I thought was higher level questions. You get all kinds in the group, but here's what I learned, and here's the lesson, and here's the practice, is no matter what anybody's asking, if it's a question or something that my mind says, oh, but this is, come on, man, this is lightweight, this is nothing. No, God, help me be humble. I'm looking at myself right now. I'm looking at myself, a different aspect of the oneself, but I want to see, show me what's there for me. There's something there. Don't let me just dismiss it. It's an opportunity to practice humility. You could get more from that if one was to do that practice than if asking a question and getting a response. See, we don't know how God works. This training, if we have our mind is open, we have the eyes and perception to see it, the training's always there. The sadhana is always there. You don't need to be in a satsang to let God stretch you. It's always there. Do I have the eyes to see it and the ears to hear it? All right? So I'll see you Sunday if you want to come, and that's it. Have a good day.